My most challenging experience would be Timeless concert with Davido. Abuja is the best nightlife spot in the world.
For you, or like in,
Yeah,
do
for
you
me,
feel
for
like
me.
what makes it the best for you?
That's where I make my bread from, because the vibe here is pretty different. Here you come to the club, you see people actually turn up.
So today we're going to be shooting Keep Bumping with Theo, Tokyo, my brother, and obviously he's going to be telling us about how he got here and obviously how he's, done the business.
Go away, keep bumping, let me take you around.
All right, guys, I'm here with my brother. Obviously, Happy, the CEO, Tokyo, CEO, Happy Tix. And obviously, he's going to tell us more about, how he started Tokyo, how he started all the businesses, the concerts, everything. So please, my brother, give us more insight about yourself.
All right, my name is Adil Mishegun Gabriel, aka Apilifestyle, CEO, Happy Entertainment, Tokyo Nightlife, Happy Tix, Happy Let's. I am a graduate of Theatre and Performing Arts from the prestigious Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. I currently work in nightlife and hospitalities.
So obviously, how did you come about, Tokyo, from the name to obviously the structure and everything? And obviously, do you have partners and, how do you navigate through the business?
Of course, I have a partner, my chairman, who's my partner on the Tokyo project. I actually started nightlife after university, and it was quite interesting for me because of my history in theatre and performing arts. I think everything we do now, or I do now, is something that we somehow did back then in university, organizing shows, parties, I was director of socials for my departments and all that.
Okay, so you got into nightlife from university?
Not exactly university, because where I schooled, we didn't really have nightlife like that, but we're doing parties, like we're throwing like raves and all that, like, you feel me? But after university, when we left school, a friend of mine, Nefisa, just called me and said she needs me to come somewhere, that she has something for me. And I went there, apparently.
The somewhere being Abuja?
Abuja, yeah.
Okay.
So we moved, after university, I moved
straight to
Abuja, yeah. So that's like maybe 2015, 2016-ish.
2015, okay.
Yeah, so I moved into Abuja. She called me and I went there. It was a whole club. And she said they needed promoters. I didn't even know what
was the name of the club at the time?
Glamour Lounge, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I didn't even know what the job of a promoter. I didn't know the term promoter. Like, I didn't understand, because like I said, we were doing parties in school, but it wasn't club parties. Like, we're doing, like, how we do house parties and all that. So I got there, it was a club, and she said they needed promoters. In my mind, I'm like, but I don't really know people like that in Abuja to want to be a promoter in this big city and club, But I mean, because I already, like, I could talk to people, I can say I'm a free-spirited guy, so I knew I could do it. So I just took the job, started working, started meeting people, started doing things that, like, I learned how to do, or I knew how to do, meeting people, planning events. Like, I was just moving. Like, that period in my life, I think I was even doing like 3 jobs.
Oh, what jobs are those?
Oh, first, I was working in a production firm. We're doing films, radio dramas, and all that. And then secondly, I was doing like dance fitness. Like, I was like,
Oh, you used to be a dancer.
Of course, I mean, I used to dance. Like, I still could dance. No, MTN, bro. So it was more like fitness. Like, then my best friend, then he's a certified dancer. He loves to dance. So after school, he started up his business. It's like a dance fitness studio. So, I mean, I didn't have anything I was doing, so I was just supporting him. So then I would go to my 9 to 5 in the morning. When I close, I would now do like maybe 3 times in a week. I would just do like take like dance fitness classes. And then at night, I'm going to the club to hustle.
Okay, so how did you now move from, the fresh club you were working at to obviously all the way here? Did you work in other places?
Oh, so from Glamour, at that time, the bank was like the #1 spot. Like, that's where we're going to. So like, that's where I knew. It was like a dream for me to work there. So I've always wanted to go there. But from Glamour, one of my friends opened another club. So I moved there because Glamour was it was Asokoro, It wasn't really working like that for me. So I now moved to
The
Loud.
bank.
It was called Loud.
Okay.
And then when I got to Loud, then I was made PR manager. But then at the same time, the bank shut down, then they were reopening. So they needed to create a new team. So I applied and then I got
The job.
I got a job as a sub PR. So that's okay because I felt like with the bank, I'm closer to, this is where everything is happening. So I
closer
didn't
to
mind so I just took the job. I was working there.
But the pay was less from where you were coming from, or was it equal?
So it was equal. It was equal, yeah. It was equal.
But this had more opportunity
Because it was a bigger establishment, like more room to grow. They understood the business. I could learn under them and all that. So yeah.
So who are the people that own the bank?
Then it was Malami Yankee and Saui, they were the owners. And then Saui left, and it was now Yankee that was running things there, So I was there for a while after Uyi left. But then, it wasn't the way it used to be because there was a bit of a fracas between
The owners.
So I was there with Yankee for a while. Even I was offered a stake in the business, but I didn't want to.
So this was the first time you offered like partnership in the club?
Yeah. I
So
think
Tokyo was not your first offer?
No. I think he offered me about, is it 10 to 15%?
To own the club?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't take it because I knew I wasn't strong enough to carry on that responsibility. I needed to learn more. So I declined, and then I was still there. Then I had to move. So I moved to Moscow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this was the club that Uyi had opened?
Uyi had opened, yeah. So I liked Uyi so much. So I moved to Moscow, and then I was working at Moscow until something happened with me, right? Like the way I grew myself is as I learned to try to stand by myself even without the management. So then I was already trying to do events just to gather my crowd, to put a name out there. So I was already doing that. Then even though most of my events are I lost money, but it wasn't about the money for me. I was just building that community, that network.
Okay, so you had bad investments as well.
Yeah, so I was in Moscow until COVID happened.
Okay.
Yeah, COVID happened. Everyone needed to shut down. There was nothing to do. But then they now started releasing businesses, they opened recreational centers and all that. So I reached out to my bosses then. I'm like, I'm trying to do an event.
This was your first event ever?
So not first event ever, but I would say my breakthrough.
So your first serious event?
Yeah, first major event. It was post-COVID. So I reached out to my bosses then. And then I'm like, I'm trying to do this event on this date. I'm trying to know if the club will be open before then so we don't clash or stuff. And they said, no, good to go. Carry on, we're with you. So I started to push. Then I had Omale on.
As your guest artist?
As my guest artist. And yeah, let me let you guys know something. He performed for the first time on stage at Flux, was the name of the
In
concert.
Abuja?
In Abuja, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I met them, I was pushing. So something happened one day. I think I was sleeping, and then I woke up, I saw a message. Everybody post this. We all posted. I didn't even know what I posted. I just posted the event. It was called Exodus. Apparently, it was my bosses and his guys, they were trying to do an event since the club wasn't running then. So I didn't have a problem with it, my bosses, and it was not like it was clashing with my date. It was a week before mine. So I was part of it. It was a beautiful event. Then after that, I started hearing rumors of them trying to do another edition. And I'm like, okay, cool. But the date was going to be the same date as mine. I didn't believe it because I felt like if it was true, the least they would do is, call me and I'll shift your dates. We will support you later. Or, I didn't get any of that. So I just assumed everyone was cool doing their things individually, or separately. So I reached out. My friends gave me courage, told me not to back down. I should push, and
not to back down, as in you should do the event.
I should do my event, even though
the day. Okay.
Even though they had their own event the same day. Yeah, it was going to be different crowd because I appeal more to the young people. They're my bonds and my OGs in the game, so it wasn't going to be a problem. And then, boom, they put Davido on.
So it was going
their
to be an
event. So it
Omale
was
versus
gonna be
Davido.
you know when you're cutting me, and then you now bring a bomb like add to it again, like, so that's how it felt.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, shout out to Davido. That's my brother for life. He's
How long
been
have you
coming
known
through for me.
Davido?
I met Davido around 2016.
How did you lot build your relationship?
So, remember I said I used to work at the bank now,
Yes.
and Yankee and we owned bank. So Yankee used to do events. All the event then was Yankee Entertainment's event. So and the system there is we used to have artists regularly. So because I have the experience with handling artists and all that, so whenever we have any artist coming, they just let me sort them out. So I was sorting David out, like go to the airport to pick him, hotels and all that. Basically, I was the one sorting talent.
Obviously, Davido is your best experience as an artist. So what's your worst experience?
My worst experience would be with Kiss Daniel. Well, shout out to Kiss right now. That's my brother. Shout out to Kiss Daniel. It was in Dubai, I think 2018. We were in Dubai. I had this group. Then we used to like go to Dubai every year when it's like One Africa Fest period. Like we go to Dubai, try to do like an African Afro fusion party. So we tried to have one artist to headline. So it was Kiss Daniel. I was the one that brokered the deal. I reached out to them. We agreed on the figure, and then we paid. So it was, in Dubai, club closes at 3. So went to the hotel at 12, tried to get the keys to come out. Took a while before he came out. He came out, saw the car, said he didn't like the car, that we should get a G-Wagon or something. So it was just stressful. He went back upstairs. We had to beg, just made sure he came downstairs. And mind you,
Time is
we
going.
collected this money from the owner of the club. He had collected our passport. So we needed to bring keys to the club.
Sure.
So I missed the party because I was at the hotel trying to make sure Kiss Daniel comes out.
Wow.
So eventually we left. We got to the club 2:45. They were not going to allow us inside because they don't allow people in at the time. It was because he's the headlining act. That's why we got access inside. So we got inside. At the end of the day, it was a beautiful night.
Okay, so they gave you your passport back.
Yeah,
and
did
you lot make money from the night?
Yes, we did. Because
Okay.
we did like a couple of, we did like 3 clubs.
So back to the event with your bosses. How did that story end?
Okay, so like I said earlier, they kept pushing their event. I kept pushing my own event. On the day of when I saw the flyer that they had Davido on it, I just reached out to my brother and said, bro, my event is. He was like, oh, okay, I'm coming to town. That he's meant to perform somewhere, that when he's done from there, he will pull up for me. And I'm like, okay. So I kept on pushing. On that day of the event, my friends showed up for me from Lagos. Abuja people turned up. It was packed. Like, it was really packed. That like I lost a group of maybe 50 people. Them chatted them. I lost them because they couldn't have space to sit down. After Omale performed, we kept partying, and then Davido called and said he's on his way to my party. I'm like, oh wow. And guess what? He showed up. He liked the vibe. Young people.
Did he perform?
Of course, he performed for free, bro. Like, see, I can't lie to you, right? David has done so much for me in my career. Like, David has showed up for my birthday twice. I didn't pay. He booked his jet. One of the birthdays, he even organized like a barbecue for me. Like, called these guys, they organized the barbecue, we ate, and then he left the next day. Like, he's done this twice. Outside a lot of favors that he has done for me, Shout out to Davido, 30 BG for life.
What was the reaction from your bosses after the event?
I got fired.
How? Why?
Like, the nightlife system is not so formal. You being fired is when they just take you out of the group, like you get. So for me, I felt like I was in my emotions, like I was in my feelings. I'm like, in my mind, I'm not supposed to get. This is not the reaction I'm supposed to get. But then it is what it is. So I left. I started doing freelance. I started doing only my events, and then during the Flux event I did with Omali, a friend of mine was at the event, looked at the whole crowd, and then asked me one question. I was like, you did this alone? I'm like, yeah, I did it alone. He was like, okay, fine. So why don't you do it every other week? And I'm like, every week? I thought about it. Shout out to if you told me for that advice. And then I went freelance. I was looking for where I would start to do my freelance events, like you guys. So I reached out to Charles of Play, told him about my ideas of like having like my nights every Sunday, and then he was like, okay, cool, but he wouldn't allow every Sunday. I pleaded, I told him, okay, 2 Sundays, he agreed. So I did. First Sunday, it was madness. Second Sunday was crazy. And then because it looked like an event that had prospect, he allowed me to continue. So I was doing that for like 2 years. 2 years of me running Sunday nights at 3:45. It was called Nights Like This. The arrangement then, I was already like paying staff. I was paying the staff. I had my DJs. I was paying my DJs. I was paying the waiters. I was paying the bouncers.
So this was your first major partnership,
yes,
or your first
yes.
partnership?
My first major my first partnership actually, because at the time I was working at the other spots.
Then you're just working for them?
I was working and being paid salary. This is the first time I'm having a percentage conversation with, It was a beautiful event up until one time I had like a fracas with someone from 3:45. That led to me
on your own night.
Yeah. So I was doing every Sunday. It was called Nights Like This at 3:45. It was beautiful up until I had like a small an issue with someone from, I think, a director from 3:45.
3:45.
And basically what happened was that like one night we had some little issue about some customer. And then we're going back and forth to it, and then the director then told me something like, this is not your event. It is 3:45 event.
Nights Like This was not your event.
Yeah, I'm like, oh wow. I created from the name to the guest list.
You pay salary,
I did everything.
you do everything.
I pay salary of this whole staff every Sunday. I paid them salary every Sunday. You're telling me it's not my night, and I said okay. So I just showed him small
What did you do?
So what I did was I just told my friends that we're going.
Okay, so that's what built you.
So yeah, so I
night.
just told him like, guys, let's go. So we left. My friends that came, we left. Went to another club. We partied. And then the next Sunday, Charles had called us to settle. But it was obvious, like when you say, guys, let's move, and everyone is moving with you. It was obvious. And then from that point, I felt like, okay, maybe there's
something
there's
more.
there's need to move to the next level. Shout out to Chairman Nasa. We've been talking for years. He wanted us to always be partners, to do something together. So I just reached out to him. I'm like, are we
for the bet of Tokyo?
Yeah, are we good to go? He was like, yeah, get a place. Like let's get this going. And then I started to look for space to for the nightclub, like for our own nightclub now.
But was it only NASA you spoke to, or did you speak to other people?
I've always had people, but somehow I was cool with chairman, I was cool with my chairman to do this together. So I was looking for a space for the club Tokyo. At that time I had gotten the name, everything was ready, but no space. At the time, where Tokyo is, where we are right now, wasn't supposed to be Tokyo.
Okay.
Yes, Tokyo was supposed to be somewhere else. He already had something going on here at the time, but not on this level. So they were renovating. I was giving them ideas for their own. It was supposed to be a lounge.
Okay.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a reset lounge. I was just giving him idea because I had idea, and I was looking for space for Tokyo. But then time kept going, and then one day I came, and because I told them to raise the roof,
higher.
They should just make sure there's a good headroom in the building, So when they were done with the structure, I came and I saw the headroom. I'm like, what? This is what I've been looking for. Okay, now I reached out to him and like, Chairman, are you ready for us to do this? Our business here instead of going to look for somewhere else. And I was like, yeah, cool. And then boom.
So on concerts, obviously you've done different concerts. You've done Mayor Cool, you've done the Rema, you've done Davido. So what's your best experience? Have you had a bad investment?
My most challenging experience would be Timeless concert with Davido.
Why was that challenging?
Okay, it was challenging because there was no sponsor for the event. And then the cost of running the event was almost getting to like 400 million. And so what I was doing is I was selling and I was using the money to augment the event. This is because first I didn't have a sponsor, and then it became worse when Rema cancelled that year because
Why did Rema?
the plan for that 2023 was we'll do Davido on say 15th and then we'll do Rema on 17th. So we're sharing cost. We shared cost of venue, we shared cost of production. That was the whole plan.
And there was nothing to make the Rema people still uphold their deal?
Because Rema pulled out. Rema didn't perform that year. He was sick. He didn't perform that year. So and I had to shoulder the whole responsibility. So it was something. It was a big venue. We're talking about 10,000 people. Like I've never.
Also had you fainted?
Of course, I had to faint now, bro. You know, go faint. Like I had to faint because like the pressure was too much. That like we had everything figured out. Like we had everything planned out, and then boom, from one problem to the other.
I also had Davido had a problem with the jet at the jet you booked for him.
So yeah. I mean, the problem with the jet was the fact that the jet that we had 2 jets. We had to use 2 jets because the first one that went was one 8-seater jet, and really Davido doesn't really like to fly in small jets. And then we were waiting for the second jet to get there. So the first one went, picked some people, came, and then the second one went to Asaba, picked him, and then came to Abuja. We had a fallout. We didn't talk for like 6 months.
You are your bestie.
Bro, it was crazy. Because he felt, I mean, I understand how he was feeling because like he's Davido. Like he went through stress. Look, so many things happened that event that like I had to just faint. So I'll just know that okay, the pressure was too much because I was scared that I was going to get into debts. I was very worried because the bills were too much. The bills were really too much for me. But at the end of the day, the concert was a success, and yeah.
And how did obviously what was your worst event as well?
My worst event?
Or your worst investment?
In terms of that would be the Rema's concert, because like.
Oh, you still did the Rema's concert?
Yeah, the year after.
Okay.
Yeah, the year after, which is like 2024, did Rema. I still have my money out there with like the team and still looking like story because December till now I still.
How do you still have your money? Isn't the show done?
There was an agreement we had, right? When I got into the deal, it was like pay this amount of money to us, and then you have the VIP table section right. Like, so you just sort out the tables. So whatever it is, whatever you sell, would at the end of the event would do like a reconciliation and all that. So started up, but a couple of things changed. But I felt I was doing this with like people I look up to, because I was trying to learn experience from them, because I tried it all by myself the year before with Davido. I fainted. I didn't want to faint again, so I needed to learn. But it ended up not being like that till date. I'm still trying to get my money back.
But what are the challenges you've obviously faced in Nightlife and obviously in the event space?
Okay, so for Nightlife, right, is the misconception. Like a lot of people don't understand the concept of Nightlife. People don't understand that it's serious business. We have over 100 staff that get paid every month through Tokyo Nightlife. So it's a serious place. People earn a living from this place. Like there are certain things that you need to know, or you should do when you're coming to the club. Like the least, booking a table. Tell me, if we just open the door to everybody without booking tables, how would we be able to handle our guests? Like, how would we look like organized and all that? It's not a big deal. We have promoters, we have direct lines. You know people that work here that you can just say, yo, I'm coming tonight, book a table. And then it's Nightlife. We're not going to a picnic. You should look a certain part. Like you should at least look good, smell good, all that. People get mad at you when maybe they come to the club and then someone is wearing slippers or a slide and all that. Like, but these are like things that you should, like, you need to do this to come to the club. Like, the club is not a football pitch where you wear whatever or you're going to a picnic where you just want to dress how you like.
100%.
No, like there's a certain.
Is it the same challenges you face in nightlife that you face in events? Or
No, I would
events
get
is
to
more
the I would get
casual?
to the event part. Like I won't speak like about the nightlife part. Okay, someone doesn't book a table, comes to the club, and then he sees an empty table. The table is not empty. Someone has booked that table. The person is on his way, but you want me to give that particular table to you that didn't book a table. Tell me, when the person that comes, the person that booked the table comes, how would the person feel that, okay, I
And does
booked a table?
booking a table mean you have to pay upfront?
You don't
or?
necessarily need to pay. You just need to make a reservation. I'm coming. So from the beginning of the night, we already know how the night will go. I don't know if you understand my point. We already know we have a full house. We already know, okay, we're not having a full house today, or I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
100%.
It's just a call. I'm coming tonight. Book a table for me. How many guests? Minimum spend. We have VIP tables. We're here to make money. We're not here to play. We're here to make money. You cannot want to come and sit in the VIP and then you are buying one bottle of Casamigos. And there's space in like every other part of the club. It's not fair on the business. Or okay, I can remember I had a situation one time with someone that came into the club with a gun, and I was told this person came into the club with a gun, and I went to meet the guy. I greeted him. I'm like, bro, thanks for coming. We just had but I hear that your security, his security came in strapped. I'm like, bro, I beg you, we don't allow guns in here. So can you tell your security to maybe go drop? I don't have a problem with your security.
Being inside,
but being inside with a gun, we don't allow that. I have a chairman that at least has like maybe 10 to 15 police with him. Like he doesn't come into he's strapped, but he doesn't come into the club with the gun. So please just tell your security to drop the gun outside and come back inside. This man got angry and left. Like, am I supposed to allow you be in the club with a gun? What if something happens and then your security shoots somebody? It will affect my business. It will affect my income. It will affect 100 plus staff income. Like it doesn't make sense. So little things like this are like our challenges. And then by the time you stand strict to your rules and all that, they tend to
pride.
See it as pride and whatnot. But it's not pride. It's just basic mode of operations. Like it's not pride.
And for the event part as well.
For the event part, first off, we have venue problems. Like we have a lot of problem with venue because we don't have a proper venue yet in Abuja. Even though the little ones we have are mostly booked because showbiz is not the only thing that happens in Abuja. Like so, we have venue problems. We have production problem. Like what I mean by production problems is, imagine when we're doing the David's concert. Everything we used was supposed to be coming from Lagos. Sound, risers, everything was supposed to be coming from Lagos. So imagine how much you're going to pay on transportation logistics alone, moving these things from Lagos to Abuja. But the good thing is we're trying to partner with a lot of people right now to solve some of these problems, like getting our own sound equipment and putting together like these basic things we need to make things happen here.
Obviously, there's been a lot of gossip about you, womanizing and everything. So what do you have to say about that?
I mean, it's normal. Like, that's the stereotype we get for working in nightlife space. I'm in nightlife. I'm good looking. I've got female friends. I wasn't dating up until recently. So
okay, so now you have a relationship.
Yeah, sure, committed one.
Is there any plans for marriage soon?
Yeah, by the grace of God, so.
So obviously, there's also a lot of gossip about you having pride and, a lot of stereotype about that. So what do you have to say about that?
So I really don't understand what people mean by having pride. Like, maybe because they mistake my respecting myself for having pride. Like, I know for a fact that I'm not the type that would insult you. I don't talk about people. I don't disrespect people. I don't get into people's businesses. I don't owe nobody. I've never taken away food from
anybody's
plates. I see my friends that I know in public, I greet them. I really don't understand what people mean by me being proud, because I ask myself, when you say me I'm proud, I'm like, me when you get sense, you should get, you know me, I mean, so Tokyo came earlier.
So obviously there's been a lot of talk about, fake drinks and how do you...
Where? Here?
No, like in general
okay.
Everybody's facing kidney failure or something, so how do you advise or how do you face that challenge in your club as well?
I mean, for us here in Tokyo, we cannot relate with fake drinks because we have a system where we're signed to Hennessy, Moet Hennessy as a brand. So what they do is they give us a certified supplier of theirs that we buy from.
And you're 100% the guy doesn't do any
Yeah,
funny
because
business?
they do their routine check. Like they come here, they just randomly come in, check our bottles, make sure we're not selling fake, and then they still do the same thing with our suppliers. So we stand a very slim chance or never to sell fake drinks. Like we don't believe in that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So concerning Abuja and Lagos nightlife, what do you say?
Abuja is the best nightlife spot in the world. Abuja is, there's nowhere like.
Are you sure? Are you
That's
sure?
what, no, I mean Abuja is the best.
For you, or like in,
Yeah,
do
for
you
me.
feel
For
like
me. Yes, for me.
what makes it the best for you?
That's where I make my bread from.
Okay, just because you make money, that's what makes it
I mean,
the best.
because the vibe here is pretty different. Here, you come to the club, you see people actually turn up, actually have a good time. Unlike other places where all they do is just, dress up and be doing like this to each other. Here there's more vibes. Here there's little or no competition like that. Everyone is just out to have fun and then go home. Like, you get, it's very easy to come out. No traffic. You're not scared anyone is going to boggle your car and all that. The security system here is a bit tight, and yeah, I love it here.
Do you feel like there's anything we can do to improve? Obviously,
I mean, improve what?
the nightlife.
I mean, what
Or
we need
you
to
feel
do
like
just
power.
have more people that are interested in having fun, who love to go out, who love to party. The more we have them in town, the more we have good nights and everything just plays out well. Like more numbers, more rich people, more fun lovers. Like that's all we need.
There's a whole lot of stereotype with, obviously, when you're in the nightlife business, they feel like you're entitled to give them girls. Do you face that challenge as well?
I can't lie. I can't lie. I'll be lying if I say I face it, because I know how. You don't play with me like that. I go out. I look for a babe that I'm going out with. And if you're coming out, why should I be the one to provide babes?
So even if you're out with a girl, no, if
I
the
don't
guy
sell-
comes and says,
I don't
please
sell
also
girls.
put it
I
in."
don't sell girls. Like, we don't sell girls here.
Obviously, you've been in the business for 2 years. How have you been able to navigate and obviously stay relevant?
I mean, first is God's grace, and then the support from all our customers that have been with us from the start till date. It's not been easy, especially with the fact that like we're new and our wonderful patrons. It's not been easy, especially with the fact that our immediate competitions are people that have been in the game for as long as 15 to 17 years. It's really not been easy, but because I went through the process to get here. I didn't just jump to this place. That has been the drive.
So talking about your customers as well, how do you deal with debt? Because I know club business always has a lot of debt.
With club business, there's always a place for debt. It's not how you control it. And I think we try to do so much control. And shout out to every legit customer that is paying their bills.
Well, obviously, you've done so much, but is there still plan for the future? Or do you have plans to open any more clubs?
I mean, sure, more clubs, more entertainment outlets, yes. More restaurants, yes. More festivals, yes. More businesses, yes. Like I have a lot coming up in the future. I'm just trying to take my time. I'm this kind of person that I don't like to jump into things. Like, I mean, if I want to open a spot now, I don't have that team yet to, carry on to sports. So that's why I'm just taking my time one step at a time. But yeah, there are plenty of things coming in the future.
And obviously, God's grace for everything. But
Inshallah.
obviously, what advice do you have for the youths, the viewers?
I mean, just one thing I want to tell everyone that's listening to my story today. I just want to say something. Whatever you're doing, just keep bombing. That's it.
All right, my people, we're going to see you next episode with another exciting guest, and obviously keep bombing.